Hey, what's good? What's good? What's good? Welcome back, everyone. How are we doing? Great to see you all. Make sure before we do anything else, you do hit that like button. Do get active in the chat as well. Let me know who we've got here. And yeah, another great day for streaming with my good friend and co-host, Save with Crypto.
Hello.
Hello, mate. Hello.
I've got a slight problem,
Go on.
Well, you called it. What was the thumbnail? Something about bot trades, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So the bot took a short this morning, and I panicked a bit and closed it.
All right. Okay.
That said, I think I closed it at a reasonable point. So I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I don't think it matters. I think we can still see, can't we?
Oh yeah.
We can still see like the trade that it's in, can't we? From looking on the copy trade.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, that's fine. It doesn't have to be your personal one. That's more than fine. Florin, how we doing? John Brown, Lee Scully says still off work with a chest infection. Let's hope the pump continues. Boo! Hit that like button, guys. I suppose it depends on which end of the market you're sitting on, doesn't it? Wiz, how we doing? My good friend. Hope everyone had a great last few days. Was it a stellar start to the week, wasn't it? It'd be interesting to see what kind of end to the week we get. And Gonksy, how we doing? Anyone else that's in the chat, do make sure you get active anyone that's in the stream, do make sure you get active in the chat. And do make sure you drop a big thumbs up on the stream for me. It is much appreciated. But yeah, I don't know about you, mate. Have you still got your long still open?
I've still got the big one, the Bybit one. That's still open. The BitUnix one that's still open. I have closed a bit and then added a bit. Although I think I did that yesterday actually. So yeah, but that one's good. And then I've got a couple on BitGet that I've just been messing around with, just doing like small trades just to keep me busy, so I don't touch the big ones.
Mm-hmm.
That's my plan, because I'm not sure what's going to happen.
Yeah, this is the trade that I'm in currently. I'm not sure I'm targeting all the way down here, but I am short from. Hang on. I don't think. Let me get the exact figure. I could probably pull the BLOFIN account up that I'm short on as well. 278. So let's see, where is it? Where's the entry level? 278. Yeah, so that's I'm currently short, but my stop is break even. So yeah, yesterday when we was on there and said, I must have been stopped out, on that volume spike here.
Oh, yeah.
Turns out I actually hadn't moved my stop down, luckily. So I'll get my BLOFIN account pulled up at some point during the stream, and we can have a look at that. I do have a small ETH position running as well from 1775, I think. So somewhere around here, which Stonksy's done absolutely superbly on Bitcoin and on ETH again on these 5 minute. Obviously, we did have one yesterday that I put into the Discord. It got off to a great start, and then obviously we were getting a bit of choppiness. Then Bitcoin did go into a green, and then come out of that, and then obviously this red one paid off very nicely again. So yeah, it seems like this bit of choppiness and stuff like that has maybe confused Stonksy a little bit here, but did pay off nicely on this one so far. Whether it continues or not is obviously a different story. SPX has had a nice bounce back, so I think this is probably I would imagine this probably dictates where Bitcoin goes for the rest of the week. It's still following it very, very closely. If we get a retrace on SPX, that back down towards where it's settled, then obviously I imagine we probably get quite a deep pullback on Bitcoin. But if this kind of sticks around here or even starts pushing back up, I would imagine we start pushing back up towards the highs on Bitcoin. So I think it's probably a game of what happens on the stock market more than anything for now. But yeah, we'll see what happens today. Should be very, very interesting. I'm very excited for today's stream, and you should be too. So do make sure you drop that like on it, and we can get going.
Just have a look at Bitcoin on the 1 hour, though.
Yeah, I think it's still green, isn't it?
It is, yeah. That's the reason I'm not tempted to close me longs at the moment.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, well, I think if we look at, say, the 15-minute, I think for Bitcoin, closed it on the 15-minute and into the red on that. But I think this level here is probably... So I think there's two. I need to go and redo my chart, to be honest, and we might do it live on stream. Obviously update it given the price action, because I've not really done it this week. I think this area here is key. So if we do get any push into here, obviously a bit lower than we did, I think if this holds, then potentially maybe we start shooting back upwards. If we break down from this area, I think we're on course for 88, 89 test, and then obviously move from there.
Okay.
But I think maybe a pull into here will be quite telling on what happens next. If we get there, maybe we don't. But if we do, I think it'd be quite key to watch what happens from there. But in terms of looking at it kind of, if we zoom out, yeah, I think this kind of area here, in between 88 and 89, obviously, clear SR. I think this will be quite key if it comes back down there. You kind of don't want to see Bitcoin go back below that, given that it's flipped. If we do get back below there, I think we're probably going to come and start heading back towards the origin of the move. For as long as it stays up there, I think we're all good. Even if it pulls back into here, I think, we could do, as long as it holds, I think we could do something like this. So, I don't know. What do you think? What are you thinking, mate? Are you thinking we're going to get a pullback, or do you think we're kind of just baiting shorts and stuff like that, and then maybe we pop higher?
Well, I mean, I'm a great believer in Stonksy on the 1 hour, and that is, it's been long since, when was it? It was that was Sunday night. Sunday night it went green.
Yeah.
At about 85k, wasn't it? So, it's doing great, I think. I don't know. I'm still bullish, but depends on the news, really, doesn't it? But have we got news today? I think we've got something, haven't we?
I don't think so.
It's durable goods orders. Does that do anything?
And I don't think we've got anything significant that would move it.
And
I don't think.
Existing home sales.
Yeah, I don't think we've got anything significant anyway. But yeah, we'll see what happens, and we will go from there. But yeah, I mean, in short, I think. I mean, it still looks kind of strong, doesn't it? It's still being resilient. I mean, all throughout here, dips have been getting eaten up. Yeah. I think probably what we don't want is some news to come out today of MicroStrategy buying more, or GameStop, or someone like that. GameStop put an interesting tweet out yesterday, and maybe there's nothing in it. But for me, looking at so I don't know whether there's anything in this or not. Maybe there isn't, but get some sleep. We'll be seeing you first thing in the morning. There's probably maybe nothing even in that. I don't know. Maybe it's just like, but if this comes out that GameStop's bought, 1, 2, 3 billion worth of Bitcoin, and that's what drove this whole move up, I think then there is a risk that the whole thing gets retraced, because that was pretty much just GameStop driving the price up on its own. It's not proper market demand, is it? So I think it'd be interesting to see what happens. If it's not, if it's just an organic, normal, just market doing its thing, pushing price up to where price needs to go, fine, all good. We don't want someone to come out and say, oh, we've gone and bought a few billion, or MicroStrategy come out and say, oh, we've gone and bought a few more billion, and this is what, then it's evident that this is what drove the price up. So we'll see. There might not be anything, and it might just be, Bitcoin's just doing what Bitcoin does. But from my perspective, if we're looking at it and we want to see it go higher, or we want to see it retrace a little bit and then bounce, we don't want this whole move to be driven by a company buying Bitcoin on debt, in my opinion. Yeah. So, yeah, we'll see anyway. Let's see what the chat is saying. Got Gold Sniper. How we doing, my mate? Wiz says shorted a few things, sold out some stock positions yesterday. Had some belters. Think we see a little cooling off over the weekend. Yeah, it seems like maybe we're not. Maybe we don't even get another volatile move. Maybe if we are going to retrace, maybe we just do something like a little kind of slow bleed down or something. I don't know. I don't know. I think for me, if I get stopped out on this, I'm looking at this level next. So, obviously, if the low time frame trend is shifting and we're going to come back down, this shouldn't go and revisit the highs. If it is going to go and revisit the highs, I think we probably pull into like 95, 96, maybe even towards 97 in this block here. Because if we look at the 4-hour chart, we do have obvious supply coming in from this area. So I think this is probably where price will be attracted to next if it's going to come back up. And then that's where I'd then be looking next to hit the red button from here. For me, it shouldn't. If it's going to pull back, it shouldn't come and do something like this. It shouldn't come up and then come back down. Like that should be it. That should be distribution, and then leaving people trying to long the dip then all the way down. But we'll see. Apart from that, I don't really have anything else, I don't think. I do have another few interesting things, but we'll leave that for a bit later in the stream. We won't blow everything out at the start. We'll move over to whatever the chat wants. Chat, what do you want? Let us know. Do drop a like though, please, and if you are new, do subscribe. So what are you thinking, mate? What are you thinking about moving into the weekend as well? Are you just kind of you just say you're leaving everything alone?
Yeah, I'll see what happens today, but I mean, I am hoping to go up to that kind of 95, 96 sort of area.
Yeah.
If it doesn't look like that, then I will just close my longs and then, I just look for a new position really. But for the moment, I don't know. It just looks good. I think it all looks good really. That's part of the reason I closed the bot actually. I'm a bit annoyed because I could have closed it 5 minutes later and got a bit more money because at the original 250 USDT that I started with, my current balance was 494. So I've nearly doubled it in just over 3 weeks.
Yeah, you nearly tipped it over the $500 mark. Which
to be honest is more than it should make. So so that's good, but like it kind of means that I'm, if it makes a loss in the next few days, I won't be surprised. But yeah, no, it's just doing brilliant. And I did hear one of TMG's voice notes today in the Crypto Saving Expert Discord, and he was saying this is what it's all about. Is it will catch like 1 or 2 of these a month, like really good ones, which makes up for like the ones that aren't so good. And I think that's what it's all about, though, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it. Well, the thing is, you can be the best trader in the world and you're still not going to hit every trade. The idea that you can have 100% strike rate just doesn't exist in any form of market. The best trader in the world would not have 100% strike rate. So the idea is, you win more than you lose and you're in a profit, aren't you? So, as long as the bot does that, then, you have to exit. It's just part of the game, isn't it? That you are going to have losing trades along the way. But, as long as you outperform on the positive side, then it's all good and everyone wins. So,
talking of which, what he was also saying was, he was saying that when you look at the bots, if you just, you look through the copy trading on BLOFIN, the actual stats of the bots don't look very good, and he was saying that was because it's all his brother's fault. He's blamed it on him.
Yeah.
It's like, he said like, it's because my brother's a complete tit, and he anyway. But but what he was saying is that, like, initially when we were getting the Stonksy indicator, getting that to to work the bot so like work the copy trading account. They were testing it with like $2 and stuff, and it kind of like didn't work one time, and it lost the whole lot sort of thing, and it was like $2, but that averaged in like all the losses now. So when you see the negative now, or whatever it is, it's because of that trade that was about a month or so ago, and that wasn't even the current setup of the bot. So so that's a bit misleading at the moment. So I think what he's hoping is get a few good ones like that, then the stats on the bot look really good, more people use it, more people want Stonksy, and then we're all happy, aren't we?
Well, that's it, mate. That's what it's all about. Well, that's it, because the bot works. When you look at the bot on the thing, it works on percentage, doesn't it? And like ROI percentage and stuff like that, not actual P&L money wise. When you view the stats, so yeah, but it's slowly turning around. We've looked at it before, haven't we? And you can see like the curve from when it moved over from the 1 hour into the high frequency strategy that Dean's running on it now. You can see this straight away, like the U-turn in performance. So yeah, it's been all good from here. And I did tweet out, I mean, some of these returns that some people have had have been amazing. So Dean has been kind enough to give me a good handful. So I posted out 3 before, but I think he sent me over 8 screenshots so far. So to the left is the money that people have deposited in, and to the right, obviously you can see here amount and then total return. So this guy has put in 8,456 USDT and currently is sat at a P&L of just shy of 2,700. Nice. So that person, whoever that is, has done phenomenal so far. This guy has done $1,000 and a return of $29. I suspect this guy is going to be on smart settings. So I do urge anyone that's watching, if you haven't checked my video in the Discord, in the setup instructions one on the benefits of swapping over from smart settings to traditional, do go and check that out. This guy's put in nearly $4,000 and already returned 1.5. I mean, this buys, this pretty much, well, it actually does buy your annual. That buys your annual pass, and then everything else is profit from then on. Yeah. This guy, I mean, this is a big dude. This 10.6K he's put in, return $900. Again, I don't know what settings this guy is on. The thing is, if someone's on smart, it's going to be massively different. But if they're on traditional, you don't know. I mean, you kind of know what margin they're going to be running if they're on traditional, which kind of, maybe some of it is being wasted, but still up nearly $1,000. That nearly covers an annual pass. Yeah. This guy is put in just under 1.1K, returned nearly 800, and then there was a few more. So yeah, some big returns from some accounts on there. So yeah, it looks like everyone at the moment, especially the last couple of times, because I think it's hit 6 out of 6 so far, or 7 out of 7 for the last trades, hasn't it? Whatever figure it is, it's hit a really nice amount. So Chopsy, how we doing? And Kaz, yes, Kaz, hello to you. Ooh, what a chunky whale. Yeah, I mean, that whale's doing nice. It just obviously, if we can get BLOFIN to up the margin size, then they'll be able to utilize that a lot more. Or when the low frequency one is swapped over to a different strategy, they'll be able to split it then and really put the money to work better.
Just while Chopsy's there, he contacted me in the Discord, and he was asking me about the spreadsheet I made yesterday. So what I've done is I posted a link to that in the Discord. So if you want to, I mean, it's only just me roughly putting it together, but if you want to copy that, you can go to that link, just make your own copy, and then customize it as you want if you want it. That's what Chopsy wanted anyway. So you got it now, so that's good. Thanks for your nice words, by the way. That was he was saying that he enjoyed the stream yesterday, and it was good. So there you go.
Well, thank you very much for that, Chopsy. Hope everyone else enjoyed the stream. Do make sure, I think we probably just had a few people jump in, like Chopsy, Kaz maybe. Do make sure you drop a like, please. I haven't checked the likes yet, but We should be on at least over 20, surely. We've got 28 people watching, so please do like the stream. But I'm guessing probably from the viewers we have now, I think there is probably a vast majority of them that are Stonksy users. I'm interested to know if there's someone watching lurking in the background that isn't a Stonksy user. Don't be ashamed. Let me know in the chat. It'd be great to know. But yeah, right. What are we looking at here? We got Lee saying I'm up 3% in my first day. That's great to see, Lee. I think you said you closed the bot trade, didn't you? As well. So that is great to see, mate. But one thing I did want to look at is this. So I don't know if you've looked at this before, mate, or thingy from the last time that I mentioned it. But the correlation of times when ETH Bitcoin is outperforming the market and then that leading to local tops is absolutely insane, It's absolutely ridiculous. So if we go and look at this time here, obviously, so we're looking at ETH Bitcoin here, ETH BTC. If we look at this time, this time it had a big spike here, clear outperformance of the market. So that is Wednesday the 9th, leading obviously into Thursday the 10th. If we go and take a look at Bitcoin, so let's go all the way back to Wednesday the 9th. Wednesday the 9th was here. As you can see here, Wednesday the 9th, this was, I think this was when Trump gave the 90-day pause on tariffs. As you can see here, the same time that ETH Bitcoin was outperforming, this was a local top on Bitcoin, slammed all the way back down from 82.5k down into the 78s. We'll look at the next time on ETH Bitcoin. This time here, nice little, obviously, push up into here. Monday the 14th. Let's go and have another look on Bitcoin. Monday the 14th, where are we? Here, Monday the 14th, we was grinding up into the 15th, and then bang, slammed it all the way back down. Another time, obviously, just yesterday, Wednesday, ETH Bitcoin, obviously from Tuesday as well, but shooting up. Oh, what happened to the market? Obviously, the market shooting up. Oh, ETH Bitcoin's outperforming. Local top, slam back down. This thing is actually cursed. I'm convinced of it. I'm convinced that it's cursed. And this has been something that I've been looking at long term as well. I guarantee if you go back and actually take a look at some of these peaks on ETH Bitcoin, maybe this one. Let's go and take a look at this. Sunday, the 23rd of February. Let's go and see what happened to Bitcoin after that. Where are we? Sunday, 23rd of February. There we go. 23rd of February, ETH Bitcoin outperforming the market. What happened after that? Bang, slam down on Bitcoin. I guarantee if you go back and take a look at this thing is something, and it's a trend worth watching out for because it is just there, clear as day to see that every time ETH Bitcoin outperforms the market, even for a day, it seems to be marking a local top just on the market itself. And obviously, ETH was performing very well, but took a big hit today. I think it was down 3.5% at one point, obviously, when we was down here. I don't know about you, but I think this doesn't look too good. You can see the way it moves through this area here. We've had a fast run down here, and then obviously as we was moving up, fast run up from here. We obviously came into supply here. So there's supply. Came into supply. I don't know. I'm really unsure on what I think about the market, and that's why I've kind of just got my stops flat. So if I I've refused to take any profit so far, which may turn to be a wrong decision because especially this morning when it was down here, I did have a nice amount of profit on the table. But I just thought, no, I kind of do what you're doing. I'm just going to leave them alone because obviously if this turns out to be, a top, we start running down here, then the payout is going to be much, much better. But if I do get took out at break even, I think I'm just I'm gonna wait for maybe one more push up and have another go. But I'm kind of unsure on what comes next. I mean, you can see arguments for both, can't you? You can see that maybe it's just consolidating and letting short liquidity build again for another pop up, or potentially we need to come down and revisit some lower levels. I'm kind of really unsure on what comes next, so I'm kind of just like risk free at the moment. And just thinking like, well, whatever comes next comes next.
So your entry was 94.2 something, was it?
Hang on. Let me check.
Excuse me.
94,278.
Nice.
And then on ETH, ETH wasn't so good. ETH was 1772.5. So I didn't short it at the same time. I shorted ETH this morning instead. Still thingy, but not very good. So like around these levels here. However, if ETH did get up here, I would fancy it. Obviously, I would fancy it to drop back down from there if it comes into here. So I don't know. I'm unsure kind of what's going to happen next. I think if this pops back up, I think Bitcoin's going to run again. If the S&P drops back down, I think Bitcoin will probably follow it. So I don't know. Let us know in the chat. What's everyone thinking? What's your thoughts and feelings about the market? What do you think is going to happen next? Yeah. So I don't know what obviously. What's your gut feeling? Do you think we're just going to pop back up?
I really want to see that 95, 96 level. I mean, I'm not expecting much beyond that, but I do want to see that. But yeah, I don't know. I'm going to trust Stonksy on the 1 hour at the moment, but if I see that go red, then I will turn bearish.
Oh yeah, you're going to turn into the big bad bear.
It does happen.
yeah, that's it. Well, you've had a stellar week anyway, haven't you? You've had a really, really good week. I wish I'd have followed you because one, I wouldn't have got stung on trying to short it, and two, I would have made a very nice chunk of change by following you on along. So that is a big lesson for me. I mean, luckily, obviously, the bot opening the long, it was somewhere around here, wasn't it? Kind of shaved off some of the losses that I had from manually trying to short this giga move. More shame on me, but yeah, still should have been taking the risk when we was down here and looking at it. But yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
So
for your information, the long bot thing, what's it called? The slow one, low frequency. There you go. The low frequency bot I set up yesterday, that hasn't done anything yet. So so I think that is the bot version of the lion, isn't it?
Yeah, that seems to be just in the shadows, maybe trying to hide behind a tree or something. And is like really just patiently waiting to pounce.
so which is great actually, because I overtrade. I've said that before. I get all funny if I'm not in a trade.
Yeah,
and it's not the best way to be, is it? It's like you should be waiting, for the opportunity.
Yeah. Well, that's it, mate. That's it. Well, that's what I should have been like this week. I shouldn't have been so fixated on trying to short it. I should have just let the market do its thing until it looked like it was a top. And really, yeah, I mean, I should have been following you on the long. So, slap on the wrist for me. We got Andy saying I'm still long from 99k. Bloody hell, mate. I mean, really, you've been getting. I don't know. I don't know if it goes that high. Then obviously, then yeah. I mean, you've really got out of some sticky waters there, haven't you? But I mean, from considering where you must have been when it was down at low 70s, this seems like a gift to get out there. Obviously, not financial advice, that's not what I'm saying, but I mean, in terms of relief, like just mental relief, when it come all the way up to 94 yesterday, you must have been thinking, thank God for that. Because, yeah, you must have been pulling your hair out when it was down in the 70s. Gonksy says, I'm loving the bot. Done some maths today. I've done 16 days, 13 trades, 12 wins, 1 break even, average 2.59% a day. There we go. Oh. That's what I'm talking about. That is what I'm talking about. I'm just going to make a little note of that because I'm going to screenshot that up after the stream.
I'd be really interested to know what some of these people like Gonksy, what actual what they've tweaked on the bot, if anything.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe you can tell us, but I'm still quite interested to see if changing the leverage makes that much difference.
Yeah.
Also, the amount you use. But yeah, 2.59% a day. That is awesome. You know, if you compound that, you're going to be minted this time next year.
Yeah, really good, isn't it? Really, really good performance. Kaz says, if possible, please can you post vid to watch / info to pursue for current highest performing settings. I'm albeit behind info. What for the bot? Well, it's the thing is, Kaz, it's up to you, innit? Because it depends on how much margin you have available. So I have posted a video. I don't know if you've watched it. It's in the setup instructions channel in the Discord. But there is a video on that, on obviously setting up the bot settings. But really, I mean, there's no kind of quote unquote highest performance settings, because one, it depends on how much margin you're willing to put in it. And then two, it depends on kind of like what your risk appetite is like, obviously.
Yeah.
You know, say with cryptos using 10x leverage, some people may be more comfortable using like 5. When you start changing leverage, it kind of is more to do with what you're comfortable with, and kind of what your risk appetite is like. But go and watch the video if you've not swapped over to traditional. Yeah, I don't know if you have or not. That is a way where you can better use your margin. Say you got $1,000 of margin in there. On smart settings, it'll use about 25%, Dean said. So you'll only be using $250 of your margin each trade. So technically, you've got kind of $750 there just wasted. On traditional, you could put most of that if you wanted to, if not all, into each trade. And then, you know, if you still want to run a 3x leverage, you can. If you want to run high, you know, 5, 7, whatever, you can do that as well. Florin, I also want to close the bot when it was at 92k. Okay. Lee says he's safe now. He's got Stonksy. Andy, Bitcoin trying to break out. Lee says I'm using 7x at full balance.
Full balance.
Stonksy is using 5x and compounding the interest full position. Very nice, mate. Well, compound, yeah, it's something that you've covered in one of your videos. I think the compounding one I'm going to publish over the weekend. The next one is going to go out today. I think that's the partial take profit and stop loss one. But Saver Crypto put a great video together on compounding, so that will go out over the weekend, so keep an eye out for that. But yeah, I mean, just in general, you know, compounding is a very powerful tool, isn't it?
Well, that's really interesting that Gonksy said he's using 5x and compounding the gains. So if he's making 2.9% or whatever it was a day, that is probably proving my point that, you know, you don't need to up the leverage.
Yeah. That's it. The thing is, you don't want to go crazy, do you? Because, you know, at some point, like, let's just be honest, at some point, you know, like Gonksy's been on a great run. He's had 13 trades, 12 wins, and 1 break even. You know, at some point, the bot is probably going to get a losing trade. Now, what you don't want to do is kind of just go gung-ho and just, you know, go in and put it on full amount, 15x leverage, and then complain if the time that you've done that, then the next one is a losing trade. You know, you don't want to kind of get blurred out by, I need to make as much money as I can now. You know, you can use compounding, but, you know, more than anything, you know, just, you know, especially for those of you that are on an annual plan, you know, there's no kind of rush. You know, the bot's not going anywhere. If anything, you know, obviously we're going to be changing up the low frequency one and stuff like that. You will be able to utilize it even better than just using the high frequency one now. Just don't go crazy. Because obviously, you know, especially when other people are putting in, you know, I've made this much or whatever, you don't know what, you know, their risk appetite is like and stuff like that. So just do whatever you're comfortable with. You know, what would you normally trade on? If you'd normally trade on 5x leverage, then going in and putting the bot on 15x is probably not the most sensible thing to do, is it? You know, you could put it a bit more, you know, maybe like 7 or something, but just obviously bear in mind, you know, it's not going to win every single trade because, like we said before, that is impossible. But at the moment, it is doing phenomenally well. So, yeah.
I mean, I've got mine on 10x, and the reason for that is probably, well, part of it is because I'm a YouTuber, so I want to, I want to sort of make it look fairly sort of risky and dangerous and all that. Also, I was just curious of what happens. Also, if it gets into a bit of a sticky position, then I can get more money and put it into the account and increase the margin to avoid possible liquidation. Although I don't think we're ever going to get near there. But the thing is, we've not had for a long time a proper black swan event, and I'm meaning something like the pandemic, or what was the other big one? What was that Japanese thing you lost?
Yeah, the Nikkei.
Yeah, but you get something like that, and if for some reason the bot doesn't close your trade for you, then that could end up in tears.
Yeah.
So you just need to be prepared to do whatever you need to do. I mean, myself, I'm really terrible for not being able to just leave things alone and let them do their own thing. So I'm always jumping in there, looking at it and fiddling with it, So if I'm going to do that, like this morning, I saw the bot was short and the price had come down quite a bit. And I was looking at some other trades at the same time, and I was looking to get into a long, and I was actually thinking, well, actually right now is a pretty good moment to get into a long. So being short on the bot makes no sense to me at all. So I closed the bot, and actually, as it happens, it probably wasn't a bad move. But I don't know what the bot's going to do next. I mean, the bot's well, we can have a look in a moment, but I'm not sure whether. I think the bot's probably still in profit, but it might go down again. When it comes to 230, and then it might do better than what it would have done because I closed mine. So it's really hard to actually say these are the best settings, because it depends if you're gonna mess with it, or if you're just gonna. I think if you're just gonna leave it and then go away traveling around the world for 6 months, probably the best thing to do is just put it on that smart settings and then go on your trip, and forget about it. But if you are going to look at it and then make decisions, then you might want to change your settings. I mean, my mate, who isn't here today, I hope he's not been banned again. I think he's just decided. He's just decided that he's going to let the bot open trades, and then when he sees a reasonable profit, he's just going to close it. And if he misses out on a massive trade, he's not worried. He'll just wait for the bot to take the next one. So, that's his strategy. He'll just wait for the bot to open it and then see a nice profit, close it.
Yeah.
And I actually think, as long as we're on that track for sort of 1% a day, I'm really happy.
Yeah, that's it. People will have different goals and different strategies and stuff like that, but taking profit is never a bad idea. Regardless of whatever, you should never be unhappy that you took profit. So yeah, I mean, a lot of people are opting to do some manual side with the bot, which is completely fine. And obviously with this video going out today, you'll be able to see how you can do that partially. So you don't actually, for those of you that are using the web app, obviously you've only got the option to fully close, where when you watch Save with Crypto's video that goes out today on the channel, if you haven't already looked at the copy trading side on the actual app, then you'll be able to see on how you can actually take partials. For those who maybe you like close 50%, put the stop loss at break even and let the rest run or something like that. There's endless possibilities. There is endless. Just finding the best way to manage it yourself, whether that be letting the bot do everything, or depending on what the trade is. If it's a really, really good runner, like the long was a really good runner, wasn't it? From where it opened to where it ended up.
Yeah, it's great.
You know, you could be shaving some off on the way up, or, you know, it gets to say, you know, a certain P&L point, you're like, right, I'm just going to take this off the table. Whatever.
Yeah.
Thing is, you know, you can do whatever you want with the bot. That's the great thing about it.
Yeah, I quite like what Gonksy's saying here. He said, I'm very low risk. I close out 90% as soon as it hits 2.5% or more, leave the rest as a runner. It seems to work very well so far. It's a long-term strategy. Brilliant, you know. So that's great. Well done.
Yeah, and that's it. And I think that's, you know, that's the important thing to remember, like I said before, about, you know, if you're gonna, when you use the traditional settings, just keep a sensible mind on. Is you know, it's not a get rich quick scheme or anything. We're not, you know, we're not working with some sort of meme coin that we're just looking to skyrocket very quickly. You know, this is a trading bot that is proven to work, and as long as, you know, you treat it right, long term, it's you know, the results have shown that it should benefit you very well. So, you know, it's kind of just treating it like that instead of you know, the idea of I want to turn $1,000 into $100,000 in a month. You know, the idea of long-term growth, like Stonksy said, and the Stonksy community is great. You know, people love giving their ideas and stuff, which is great. But overall, I don't really have seen one person say that they don't like the bot, especially for, you know, how it's performed recently. You can't really have a bad word to say about it. Yeah. So yeah, long may it continue. Long may it continue. Yeah. And we should have some fun next week as well, because obviously I'm going to be chucking more into the bot as well, and I think I'll start doing from next week onwards. I think I'll start doing what you're doing, mate. Is just like pulling it up on stream as well, because at the moment I've got my bot running on an account that I don't really log into. I don't trade on the account apart from having the bot on there, where I think I'll either swap it over to a different account or maybe just log into that account on my laptop, so then I can pull up the bot as well, like you do. And then obviously I think we're going to have not a little healthy competition, but, you know, just a comparison between obviously Save Crypto's bot, Save Crypto's account against the one that I'll be pulling up as well, which should be good. I think, you know, the bot, I think personally anyway, you know, the indicator is great. It's you know, it's superb, especially this 5-minute one that we've been looking at with the double confirmation. But I think the one thing that gets people really excited now is the bot in it. I think that's where the real excitement is in Stonksy at the moment, is anything to do with the bot. So, you know, the more bot talk and the more bot content and discussion and anything like that on stream, on videos, whatever, the better. Because I don't think there's really anything. There is obviously probably crypto bots and stuff like that out there, but I don't actually have ever really come across any. Like, you know, the leading indicators, I don't think run bots. Like, I don't think Lux Algo runs a bot. I don't think Market Cypher runs a bot, unless they do and someone can correct me. So it's kind of unique at the moment in terms of, you know, the product that we're providing. So yeah, really, really exciting, really good. And yeah, should provide great content for us moving forward in discussion. We do have 40 people watching. Big thank you to everyone that's joined. Make sure you do drop a like. Let's go and check the likes, because maybe we'll have to go on a a silent, what's it called? A strike, a silent strike. We've got 37 people watching and 14 likes, right? Me and Save with Crypto, we're going to go on a silent strike. Am I saying that right? A silent strike? What would you call it? I don't know. I don't know how you'd phrase it. Anyway, we're going to go on a silent strike until we hit past 20 likes on this. So, starting now. There we go. Legends, absolute legend. Don't stop there, though. If you are watching and you haven't liked the stream, do make sure you go and like. And if you happen to be new, hello, welcome to the Stonksy channel. Do make sure you hit that subscribe button as well. We're so close to 2,000 subscribers. It'd be great to get there as soon as possible. Big love in the chat to you guys. But we are 40 minutes away from US Open, and we do have the poll running, so make sure you do vote in the poll. We've got 17 votes so far. 53% of people think we're going up, 47% of people think we're going down. So, yeah, a bit of a mixture today. I'm still undecided. I still can't really figure it out. I can see sides for both. So I'm kind of just letting nature take its course, I think, and just kind of seeing what happens. But in terms of the boss, we want it to go down, don't we?
Yeah, I assume it's still open, yeah.
It should be, yeah. I've not checked, but if anyone has checked or has got it open, let us know in the chat. I really need to get the BLOFIN account open on my laptop that I run the bot on. I'm going to get that sorted for next week. James, how we doing? Great to see you. Thank you very much for joining, mate. Lee Scully says, can I have a job promoting Stonksy pretty, please? Of course, mate, yeah. Of course.
I think anyone can be a...
Anyone can be... I tell you what, yeah, we do maybe need to bring some more focus on, but there is a link in the description to join the Stonksy affiliate program. So maybe we need to do a little section about that next week or at some point soon, and a little run through on stream on how you can actually do that.
Yeah.
Steve-O, how we doing, my mate? Great to see you. Great to see you. I imagine we've probably had a flood of people coming in because I think TMG had a town hall on at 1 o'clock in the CSE Discord. So I'm guessing that's now closed, and that's where the flood, or as you said yesterday, mate, the coach has arrived. And big up everyone that's joined. Do make sure you like the stream, please. And for those of you that are new, obviously, you know, we've been discussing this bot for a lengthy amount of time on stream. You can get access to that for 20% off today. Second link in the description. Come over to the Stonksy website. Click start now, and then you've got code BOT20. And yeah, click the monthly plan here. Go to checkout. Put BOT20 in there. That'll knock 20% off your first month. And then you'll get it for just £116 instead of £145 for your first month. And of course, it's a monthly rolling plan, so you can cancel anytime. So there's no contract, no ties, no nothing. And you will get access to everything. Discord, bot, and indicator. So yeah, do come and check that out. Take advantage. But yeah, we do have just over half an hour until US Open, so it should be interesting. We obviously had a little bit of a recovery on Bitcoin in the past few hours. XPX has had a bit of a bounce back up as well. So I'm eagerly awaiting to see what happens today. I'm eagerly awaiting. I don't quite know.
Just for information, that the bot is still open and short.
Do you want to get it up? Do you want to?
There's not a lot to watch though, but hang on.
We'll load it up and we'll show the fine people.
Yeah.
From what I saw, the bot was making less percentage than Stonksy. Who's this? Who's that coding Crypto Fitness? I can only see one comment from you, so I don't know whether you've had a comment bleeped out or not. I don't know.
There
you go, mate. You're live and direct.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, there's not a lot to see here. This was actually the account where I set up the I keep saying the long bot. It's not the long bot. It's the low frequency bot. Yesterday, so it's not, the low one's not running, the high frequency one is running. So that was so that entered the short at 93,140.
Yeah.
I'm wondering what this is going to do, you know. Anyway, but I actually closed my one down there. But if you look at the history, I think it's been doing really good, hasn't it? Oh, that's me there, isn't it? Yeah, that is. No, that's not me.
No, you're not following that one on that account, are you?
Oh, yeah. So what I'm saying is that if I look at copiers, I can probably see me.
Yeah. Yeah, we can run through. There's some of the big boys there.
Yeah, no, it's yeah. He's not going for it, is he? He's got $10.
Yeah, I think
he's lost 23 cents. He's been doing it 63 days. What's going on there?
Look at that dude there with 12 USDT and then 365 return. I'm guessing he might have pulled out some margin, surely.
Possibly, yeah.
I think he probably pulled out some margin. But obviously there's a few on these, like say that guy there with 478 USDT deposited and then 24 profit. That guy is obviously running the smart copy. So for anyone that is watching the stream and running the smart copy, do watch my video inside the Discord. It's in the setup instructions channel on how to swap over to traditional settings, and then you'll be able to benefit much, much better. Same for that bottom guy there, 510 deposited, only profited 25 USDT.
Right.
I would definitely bet $1 that these people are running smart settings instead of traditional, so they're not really putting the margin to work. I'm much better off swapping over to traditional settings for what suits them. So for anyone who's watching that and they're like, oh, I think I'm on smart settings or whatever, yeah, go and check the video out in Discord, and you will be able to have a walkthrough on how to swap over, and obviously choosing the amount of margin you want on each trade and stuff like that.
I think this fella here, this big spender here, with his $10, I think I can't see how that's lost 23 cents.
Well, I think probably what's ever happened there is I don't think you can even copy it with $10. So I imagine maybe they've put some in, took most of it out, because I think you have to have like a minimum of like, I think it's like 30 or 40 USDT to even run one position. Okay. So to actually open a position. So I don't know what's happened there, but I'm guessing maybe they put some in and then maybe they've swapped BLOFIN accounts or something. I don't know.
The other thing that might have happened there is he might have set a stop loss that wasn't realistic, so it got hit every time. Yeah. And that's another possibility there. But I mean, overall, look, everyone's made a profit, haven't they, apart from him?
Yeah.
So
some really, really good returns on there. Some really good returns. And then, yeah, just some people that still need to swap over. So, but I mean, you run through there. And the thing is, anyone can view this. If you're copying the I think you can actually view this even if you're not copying it. But if you just go over to the, because you're obviously not copying it on this account, are you? If you just type it, Stonksy bot in on there, you can actually view this and go through and you can see. Obviously, it won't tell you directly who is who. It'll have it, it has it blanked out, but you can run through and see what other users, how they've been performing.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, let's have a look at someone else. Right. So let's have a look at this person here, right, and see what theirs looks like. Right. So theirs looks really amazing, doesn't it, on paper, right? Mm-hmm. Looks amazing. Let's have a look at the actual how the copiers themselves are done. Oh, actually, they've done all right, actually.
Yeah, the thing is, what you want to... Oh, we're not on you with your next screen, but what you want to watch on something like these as well, I know you covered it, didn't you? We've covered it in Thingo. What you want to watch with something like this is still... They've got these great looking returns and stuff like that, but obviously, like you mentioned, and TMG, they'll be doing tactics to build this up. But also, what you want to be really careful of is when they start getting to a big assets under management, like some of these are. He's got 18,000, which is not that much. Stonksy's now at 76, I think. But these people, obviously, that can do whatever they want. When they start to get to a large, say they get to 100,000 assets under management, the way that copy trading works for most of these people is that it's kind of in a queue. So you have the people that join first and then they're in the queue, and then the people that join last are the last to open a trade. When they get a decent amount of assets under management, they could choose to open a position on a very illiquid altcoin, and then what they can do is they can either open one on a different account and then open it on the copy trade, or even if they open it on the copy trade, they'll be first to enter. And then say, a lot of people are following it as their settings, 10x leverage and stuff like that. Before you know it, they've opened like $1 million worth of positions, and then pumped this illiquid altcoin on there with opening that position, profiting, and then closing it, and then the majority of people on the copy trade get wrecked. So you just want to be careful on stuff like that. Yeah, it's all kind of smoke and mirrors on this, because unless you know the person directly or whatever, some of it looks good, but again, I don't know. Would I put my own money into just some randomers copy trade? I wouldn't. No.
I mean, this one here. This is another one. This is like Algo Vision trading, and I mean, this isn't very good. Like, this one's got like $217, and he's return of 53, but that's over 111 days.
Yeah.
And then God knows what happened here.
Yeah.
$10 doesn't count. Big loss there. I don't know if he's done it right, really. And I don't know if you saw with that other one, he in the trade history. Oh, he's done it as well. So he's hidden the trading info from non-copiers. I mean, that's got to be a bit sus, hasn't it?
Yeah, it is a bit weird, because, why would you not just have it open for everyone to see if you're trying to get as many people on board as possible? I don't know. You're much better off following the high frequency bot. Is the long and short of it. But
well, at least you got someone to moan at when it all goes wrong.
Yeah. Coding Crypto Fitness says, Dave, do you think you can use Stonksy against tax returns as an expense because you are using the bot to trade for you? What, like, your outlay to pay for Stonksy? I'm not an accountant or anything, but I would say maybe, yeah. I don't know. Maybe you could offset it as an expense, yeah.
If that was part of your business, then yeah, But if you're just talking about the actual, well, it depends. Yeah, we can't give financial advice. But...
Yeah, honestly, I have no idea. I mean, if you have like a business set up that you run trading through, and obviously, you're running your profits and stuff through that, then I suppose technically maybe you'll be able to claim it as a business expense. Personally, for capital gains and stuff like that, I have no idea. I'm not too sure at all. James says they've only been operating for 1 day. Yeah, a lot of these people are.
Yeah.
A lot of them copy traders are.
But, like with this one, there's nothing hidden there. It's got all the trade history.
Yeah.
And, this is what you want to see, isn't it? You want to see, you've got entry price, closing price, all good. Okay, little loss there, little gain there, not bad. That's what you want to see.
Yeah, exactly.
A steady, all right, there's a few little losses here, but overall, a steady gain. So, yeah.
That is exactly what we want to see.
So I suppose really what the thing to do is, get Stonksy by using the link in the description, and set up the bot with about, I don't know, $300 maybe. Set up the bot, get it going, and then forget about it, and then use Stonksy for all your other trades, and then every now and again. Every year you can have a look at what you've earned in the bot, pull it out, and renew your annual subscription.
Yeah.
And that way you get Stonksy for free, kind of.
Technically, yeah, because you can always pay in crypto, so you don't even have to then take some money out your bank. You could just use your profits then. So yeah, technically you wouldn't even have to, outweigh anything from your bank or whatever if you pull the USDT out the bot and then pay for it in that way. You can obviously do that. But yeah, we've done well on the likes today, guys. I tell you what, big round of applause for everyone so far, because we are all the way up to 26 likes, which is a very nice amount of likes. Thank you very much for that. I do appreciate it. But keep them coming if you haven't liked. Let's carry on going. So you are, your curve is looking very nice now, isn't it? Look at your nice chart there.
Yeah. Just for anyone who's wondering, this is a spreadsheet where I'm keeping track of what's happening with the high frequency bot, and then I'll do the low frequency one here. And what this column here is, this D, is what I did was just for reference, I thought I'd start off with 250, the same as what I started this with on the 2nd of April. And then I've got this formula here that calculates compound interest at the rate of 1% per day, compounding each day. So this is what I was saying. If we can achieve something like 1% a day, this is brilliant, because that's how it's going. At the moment, that orange line looks straight. It's not straight at all. It's actually parabolic, but it will go mental in the next year or so.
I tell you what, mate, I've just had a thought as well.
What?
For you and obviously your account on this. You know what would be a really good video once you get there? Is something like, if you end up buying your new MacBook, is like Stonksy bot paid for my MacBook, or how I got a free MacBook using Stonksy bot. And then you can just pull up, your spreadsheet and your chart and stuff like that and go, well, I started off with this. I got to this amount, which, then was enough to buy me my new MacBook, which I wanted. That would be, that's quite like a catchy video as well to watch, isn't it? Like, it's one of them ones that would probably do well in the algorithm. Yeah.
Now, anything like that where you've made like a big chunk of money and bought something nice, that's always good. Yeah,
I think I might target that as well once I've I think anything like that's what I mean. Anything like that to do with the bot and looking at returns and stuff like that is definitely going to be good for content. So I think I'll target some stuff like that as well when it's ready to.
Yeah. The only thing is with this, I do fancy making it a bit bigger. Increasing the actual amount in there.
Yeah.
But what I'm going to do the full month. So I started on the 2nd of April, so I'm going to go to the 2nd of May. And at the compounding at 1% a day, that will have earned. Well, if it was earning 1% a day, I would be at $336, right? I'm at 470. I'm at 470 already. So. It's looking great, I think, so I think this probably might help me as well, because I'll be thinking like, if this blue line is way above the orange one, then I'll be thinking like, if I see the bot in a reasonable profit, I won't feel bad about closing it, 'cause it's still going to stay up there. So there you go. If you want a copy of this spreadsheet, by the way, just there's a link I posted today in the Stonksy Discord, so just go and grab it from there and just make a copy and then customize it as you wish. But there's nothing clever about it apart from that formula there, which is just your standard compound interest formula. But you can change that, so if your amount isn't 250, you change that there. And if you want to compound a different percentage, that's the actual percentage there. So put 0.01 is like 1%, so if you wanted to change that, you could change that. And then obviously what you do, like you do in spreadsheets, normally you can auto populate that and it will adjust the formula for each cell. And just standard Excel stuff, But so that's there in the Stonksy Discord if you want it anyway. I know Chopsy was interested in that.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That's very good. Make sure you take advantage of that if you want to, do the same. As Save with Crypto.
Crypto Bash SWC, can you share in CSE, please? I suppose so. Yeah, I can do that. But if you've got CSE, then okay. So
CSE, if you've got CSE, you should be you should have Thingo, shouldn't you, Bash? Are you on Premium Annual? You should have Stonksy then. If you got Stonksy, you should be in the Discord. If not, you can get in the Discord. Dave, where is the link for promoting Stonksy, please? There is one in the Discord. In the description. It says Stonksy affiliate link. You should be able to go on there and then register and create your own affiliate link. And then you get a little kickback then.
If you go.
In fact, I don't know when the last time we checked that was. I'll have to speak to Big J about that.
Yeah.
But it's in the description. If you go and click it.
What's this link here? That's it, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it's on there as well. Yeah, it's on the website as well. But there is one in the description too. Yeah, there we go.
So it is actually stonksy.io/affiliate, and you apply for that there. That's what you do. Okay.
Yeah. But we do have, so we're chugging away nicely, very nice. We've got 20 minutes until US Open. Again, I don't know exactly what we're going to see today. Like we haven't been getting huge movements in the first iteration of the US market, but I've got a feeling today we're going to see some movement. I don't know where or what direction, but let's see what. So if I have a brief look here, I imagine. So there's not really been much movement on the Mag 7 pre-market. Some of them are up a little bit, some are down a little bit. So there's not really going to be much movement from them on open. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. But I don't know. Bitcoin is looking like it kind of doesn't want to break down, isn't it? It is kind of looking like it doesn't want to break down. If we go back and have a look actually at what happened last time. The last time we got a really decently sized rally, and then eventually broke down. It took a while to occur. If we go and have a look at, I'll pull up mine just for a second, mate. Yeah. If we have a look at this, this was obviously, the end of March time when we got the push up to 88, just over 88k. So obviously it took days and days and days to distribute down. It was putting in lower highs, but, it was getting nice bounces and stuff. And then obviously eventually we got the breakdown pretty fast as well. So I'm wondering maybe if we're going to put in kind of a similar pattern. If it's not just going to, I think everyone kind of today wants it to either carry on upwards or break down, don't they? Like today, where maybe we kind of just get something similar before we go carry on upwards or break down, kind of just like, not really doing much, just chopping around. If we go over and have a look at the current price action, wherever it is, kind of forming a very like little similar pattern, aren't we? Do we kind of come up and then whatever and just kind of like start just chopping around before we do something else? I don't really know,
Where have you got this strange accent from?
I don't really know, Chopsy says, how many people closed the bot short this morning? I have no idea.
I did.
Saver Crypto did. He's a traitor.
Well, yeah.
He's a traitor.
I'm just a fiddler. I can't help fiddling with things.
I know. You need to be the lion. I broke my chair again. Hang on.
I was going to ask you about your bloody chair.
Well, it was going absolutely fine, and then I just broke it again.
It's not got a knackered thread on the Allen thing, is it?
I don't know. I think it just needs an Allen key to put the screw back in properly.
Well, get one.
I've got one downstairs. I keep forgetting to do it because I come off stream.
Right.
And then, it's not something I think about.
You need to tie a knot in your handkerchief or something.
What?
Hey?
What do you mean?
Wasn't that what people do? That's what my mum used to tell me. Said, if you need to remember something, tie a knot in your handkerchief.
Yeah, but what good is that? Like,
well,
what happens if you don't remember what you was meant to remember?
Well, the idea is like, I've not actually had a handkerchief in my pocket since I was a boy, but you stick your hand in your pocket, ready to blow your nose. You think, oh bloody hell, I've tied a knot in my handkerchief, and by the time you've got snot all over your hand because the handkerchief was folded up, you think, oh, that's because I need to get an Allen key to fix my chair.
Oh, right, okay, right. Well, I don't have a handkerchief, so I don't know what I'm going to tie a knot in.
I know, you can't really do it with like a... I've got I've actually got a paper towel in my pocket for some reason. Oh God, I had a nightmare this morning. I was clearing out the U-bend in me kitchen and me bathroom sink. Oh God, I hate doing that. It's one of those things that, you know, every time you like wash your hands and stuff, you're watching the water go away too slowly, and you think that I've got to unblock that one day, you know, and like, you know that day's going to happen, and then you let it get worse and worse and worse. You know it's going to be absolutely minging, don't you? And then one day you do it, and then now it feels good because I've done it, and I won't have to do it again for about.
You feel accomplished.
Yeah. Well, the problem is, you know, I've got a lot of hair. My daughters have got lots of hair, and like we're very hairy people, you know. So they've only got to like comb the hair in front of the sink, and then it's you know, a bit goes down there, and then you have a shave, and it all gets gets all a bit gungy, doesn't it? You know.
Yeah, that's it, mate. That's it. I'm gonna pop to the toilet because I drank a lot of liquid while I've been on stream. And then we will look at. I'll leave the Bitcoin chat. And we'll look at some liquidation heat map stuff, and then we should be ready for US Open then, and then we'll see obviously what happens from there. But,
okay, well I'll just provide some plumbing tips while you're gone.
Yeah, I won't be a minute. You carry on talking about your handkerchiefs or plumbing or
I carry on talking about my U-bend. But yeah, no, it's not the most fun thing to do ever. Right, yeah, Kaz saying I haven't seen a hanky since I was like 12. Yeah, I know. I think, oh God, it was, yeah. I used to have, my mum used to give me one to take to school with. And yeah, then used to come home and she'd take it out of my pocket and wash it. God, it's really hard to imagine, isn't it? Anyway, right. Florin saying instead of 245 USDT, I got some 174. Okay, not sure what you mean there. Do you want to? Instead of 245 I don't know what you mean there. Oh, hang on. I'm at work and spent some time to check the other time frames on Stonksy. So by the time I decided to close it, it went up around 92200. Yeah. I'm not really sure about it. The one thing I would say about the bot, I think it's better at opening trades than it is at closing trades, you know, which is why, you know, I'm generally saying that, you know, if you see it in a reasonable profit, then just take it, you know, and then let it do its thing on the next one, you know. That's what I would say.
Yeah, there will always be another trade, is the motto in it. There will always be another trade. Let's go and have a look at the liquidation heat map. I did pull it up here. So this is the 1 week one. As we can see, we kind of obviously on the way up, we just blew through. There's probably some losses from me in here somewhere. We're just blowing through liquidity to the upside. Obviously, we've got some above the high from yesterday, but it is kind of like staring down with the liquidity below. If we go to the 3-day chart, we can see kind of a similar pattern, obviously down towards 88-ish. But again, there is still liquidity above, of course. We'll have a look at the 24-hour one. Now, it is to the upside, the 24-hour one, obviously, above where people were shorting yesterday. And obviously today here. But again, right below today's low. Now, you can just, you know, you'll be able to see this on the chart just by looking at points of interest. If we do look at them, let's look at the monthly, maybe. So the monthly, again, we kind of blew through all this build-up of liquidity. Now, we do obviously have still just some running up all the way up towards 100 and above. But we obviously do have some chunks down here. So I think the liquidity kind of is a bit inconclusive when we're looking at it like this. I think, you know, you can see reasons, again, when looking at the chart, you can draw the same conclusions. Like, you can see reasons to carry on up, you can see reasons to go down. I think it's going to be interesting to see what happens from here on in. But I think whatever happens, just remember, you know, if we go up from here, if we come down, whatever, just obviously remember it's not just going to do this and just carry on upwards forever. At some point, we will come down and maybe look to put in like a higher low or whatever it may be. But, you know, even if we carry on upwards, I suspect probably we pull back if we do carry on up from this grey box, I think probably we pull back from. But again, maybe we don't. But at some point, you know, we're not just going to carry on just blasting through. At some point, we will get kind of. Look for an example. Kind of like something like, obviously when we was grinding up like this, you know, pull back, pull. You know, we had a good amount of days of red there, didn't we? So at some point we will get some sort of pullback. Now, whether that's from here, from up here, I don't know. But just obviously bear that in mind, because price will not just go up in a straight line forever, unfortunately. But it just won't.
So I think what Florin's saying there is, he closed his bot with 9.37% this morning.
Ah, very nice. Very nice, Florin. I like that a lot. SWC, we were talking about the early closing of the bot this morning.
Yeah. I was a bit confused what he was saying. He was saying he got 174 bucks from whatever.
Yeah, interesting, very interesting, but we've got 8 minutes till US Open now. Obviously, we are. I don't know. I tell you what, I did start watching again actually, because I kind of just think it's just a great film. I started watching The Big Short again this morning. I've watched it like a good handful of times, but I started watching it again this morning. Maybe because I felt like an absolute G having a short on from up here. I don't know. But yeah, I just think it.
Oh, hello.
Hello.
Oh, I thought your mic had disappeared.
No, still is, I think.
Well, the best bit about that is Margot Robbie in the bubble bath, isn't it? You know.
Yeah. When she tells us to go away, or what is it she says? She said, "Get out of here," or something like that.
No, I think she actually explains what a short is, isn't it?
Yeah, but then at the end, after she's done explaining it, she's like, "Right, now get out of here," or "Right, go away now," or something like that. It's like, yeah, whatever you say.
Did you see Barbie, the movie?
No.
Yeah, I did.
I bet you was loving it, mate. I bet you've watched that so many times. Bet on your own as well.
Yeah, I went to the cinema on my own. Yeah.
I tell you what, though, I don't know about you, mate, but last night I just couldn't stop dreaming about trading. I couldn't stop because I had this position open, and I think I've got my stop loss at, like, I did have it at 96k. Now it's at break even, but I just kept dreaming that the price just blew through my stop loss. Like I just kept dreaming that the price just did this, and I kept waking up and being like, have I just dreamt that? And checking my phone and be like, no, like the price was, what would it be, Thursday today? So, you know, like anywhere along like this region when it was on the way down, I just couldn't stop dreaming about it. Which is probably a bad sign, to be fair. Hopefully, like tonight, like I should be able to, because I hate that. I hate nothing more than when you start dreaming about a trade or trading.
I actually think I do it quite a lot, actually.
Yeah.
It's a really weird thing I do, like in the morning.
Have I been visiting you in your dreams
No,
anymore?
you've not been there for a while, actually. Sorry about that. But
no, I will be soon. I bet I'm in there tonight.
I know, you'd be like the evil shorter.
The Grim Reaper. I'll be dressed as the Grim Reaper with my my staff.
And no, I kind of have this thing where you sort of wake up in the morning, and I think I can see my phone and I can see the numbers on it, but I can't because my eyes are still asleep, and my eyes are shut, and I'm still asleep. You know, and I keep thinking that I know what that says, and then you think, no, I don't know what it says because I haven't opened my eyes yet. And then you open your eyes, look at your phone, and think, no, it's not what I thought at all. Anyway.
Yeah, I hate it. I hate nothing. I hate it so much because you wake up and you just don't feel refreshed or anything. Like you feel like you've just not stopped looking at the charts for like a whole day. And I always find it when because I hate going to sleep when I've got a position open and the price is anywhere near my entry. I absolutely hate it. It happened to me the other night. It happened here. This is where I had one of my shorts on, from here. And I had a nice tight stop, to be fair. It was around like 93k, and I didn't have much risk on it. But I went to bed around here, and I did sleep through the whole night. But, you know, with being in bed, I was asleep before this. You know, before I was probably only asleep about an hour, and the bloody price blew through right through my stop.
Right.
But I hate going to sleep when the price is anywhere near your entry, because all I dream about is the price running through my stop loss.
I know. I know. It's yeah. I dread to think how long I spend staring at screens every day.
Yeah.
I mean, if I'm in the house, I'm looking at a screen.
Well, that's it. Yeah, it's like non-stop, isn't it? It's literally non-stop. Yeah, it's pretty mental, really, when you think about it. What have we got going on in the chat here? Kaz saying, I have probably missed this info, but can you put the bot to auto close a trade on it? Yeah, you can. Yeah,
Yeah.
You can set a P&L, take profit, and stop loss. So you don't have to set it in price terms. You can set it in actually P&L terms. So say you're using $1,000 of margin each trade, you could say set it to take P&L at 10%. So you'd know each trade, if it hits $100 of margin, aka 10% from your $1,000, it would take that and close. Same for your stop loss. You can set stop loss in P&L as well.
What's probably worth mentioning about that though is there are different. You have actually got more control over it once the trade's running, so you can go in there and then play with it. If you look at the video that's getting published today, it will explain it a bit more. But yeah, you can do all
that. Steve says this chat is feeling like an OnlyFans channel. Why is that? Why? What are you on about, Steve? I don't think we even said anything remotely bad, have we? Exactly, yeah. He says, Florence said, so you know how those chats are. Yeah, Steve, you dirty devil. We know where Steve's crypto profits go now, don't we? Hey, Steve's crypto profits are going on all them things that Steve shouldn't be doing. Yeah. Wow, Steve. Wow. And just when you think you know a guy, comes out with a big surprise. But yeah, I mean, I suppose if that's your way of funding your OF addiction, Steve, then that's what you've got to do, I suppose. Get back in the trenches.
Got to spend your money somewhere.
Well, that's it. Yeah, that's it. If that's what you choose to spend your money on, there's no judgment over here, mate. No judgment at all. Sean says, if you dream about Dave with a pair of shorts on, go short. Okay.
That's not happened yet.
I don't know. Well, I know Save Crypto can't stop dreaming about me. Sean says, if I've got long johns on, go long, and if I'm naked, it's a black swan. Maybe I'd be naked riding a black swan. Maybe you'd just see me like on a lake, just like riding it like I was riding like a horse or something, like just chugging away on this lake, just casually riding a big black swan. Yeah.
I think riding the swans is even against the OnlyFans terms and conditions.
Probably, yeah, but we'll have to ask Steve. I bet he knows the T's and C's like the back of his hand. Yeah. Never mind that.
Oh.
US market is open, and we are starting to push up on Bitcoin a little bit. Interesting.
Are you actually really going to let it get to your break even, or?
Yep.
Oh, okay. There's a man with conviction. Very good.
Because I would much rather it take me out at break even than close it, especially the fact that I've missed a lot of the drop with not closing it.
Yeah.
Than close it here, and then it drops to 88k or even below, and then the sheer annoyance of like, why did I mess with it? So I'd rather be took out at break even from this point onwards, especially for the fact that I didn't close it before when we was dropping down, than close it now, and then at some point this afternoon we start to roll over.
Okay.
because I'm the same with you. Sometimes I fiddle too much, and even though it kind of it looks like maybe we're gonna start pushing back up, I've got pretty much, not the perfect entry, but I'm pretty high up here. Like I say, if it comes back up here, then it's fine, because if it starts to go up, I'll just look to get in from here, and then I'll have an entry that's even higher. And then if it does then roll over from here, then I'll be in better P&L if it comes back down here from this point up here than from here. So yeah, but pretty much I'm just not doing anything, because if I'm going to mess with it too much, because knowing me, I was actually watching it when it was down here as well. I was watching it when it was down here, but if I closed it here, I know for a fact it'd just be, what would happen is it'll maybe come up a bit more, and then at some point it'll start rolling over like that. That is exactly probably what would happen.
Yeah.
So, and I'd be very, very annoyed at myself for just messing with it when I didn't need to. But at the moment, it does look kind of strong, and it looks maybe like it's going to push back up, which if it's going to do that, then fine. But I just don't like. I personally wouldn't open a long here, so it's either people are long in here and then eventually they're going to get caught offside, or this is some kind of just like infinite spot bid demand, and someone's just got like a huge clip of money and is just like infinitely bidding the spot to keep it afloat. Because after you've had a move like this all the way down from 84k, really, when you're thinking about it, anyone that's long in now here should be punished, because the long in the move late, they shouldn't be rewarded for long in a move like this so late. So unless it's just like spot demand that's driving this, I don't know, because I don't really look at order flow, but unless someone's just got like a really heavy clip of USDT and it's just keeping, every time Bitcoin looks like it's going to dip, they're keeping it afloat and then driving it back up. Any longs that are coming in anywhere in this area, it might take a while, but should eventually feel pain and be punished with a draw to the downside.
Yeah.
In my opinion, anyway. Of course, I could be wrong, but I don't see how. For the people that longed it on the way up, this is the fruit in it to enjoy. But then, having missed all this move, if you start longing it up here, how should you be rewarded by the market for another leg up? I don't think you should be. Again, the market doesn't really care what I think, but that's just how I look at things, and why I would not look to close my short out and rather be took out by here.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if anyone else thinks the same and stuff like that, but I kind of just try to look at it as a psychological point of view as well, is like, and that aspect, like, you shouldn't be rewarded for longing this move here, because you're longing what should be the top when you look at it. Anyone that's long in it should be caught offside and felt pain by getting took out to the downside. But I don't know. I think
what I've learned over the years, though, is it's all about getting a good entry, isn't it? If you haven't got a good entry and you're just kind of like, trying to squeeze something out of a crap entry, it's painful and it's bad. It's like it's better just to stop and then look for a real opportunity. Look for a reversal or something like that, or look to catch a wick or something. That's what I meant to do. Actually, I was gonna set a buy order to try and catch one of those weird wicks like we got yesterday, but didn't really do it today, did it?
That was a wild wick that we got yesterday.
What did it do? It went up then down, wasn't it? That was it.
Yeah, it was this. It was like a 1 minute just mass candle. Like if we zoom in, if we zoom in, it was this candle here, wasn't it? Just like a crazy and I think it even came in on the 1 minute, to be honest. So, I'll tell you what though, something that might be going against me here is this 5 minutes closed, and again, it's closed in nice profit as well for a scalp.
Right.
Really nice on that 5 minute double confirmation again. That thing is like a different beast once it gets going.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Let us know in the chat. I'm interested to know. I think we closed out the poll. I think most people, I think the majority were thinking upwards.
Yeah.
But let me know in the chat. What is everyone thinking?
So that red background you had back there on the 5 minute. What exchange were you on?
I think it's the Bybit one.
Oh.
I know it's not on the. It wasn't on the index, was it? So I've got the index here. It didn't show up on the index. But I think so. That's Binance. That's KuCoin. Hang on.
Yeah, the BLOFIN one. It's there.
Wait for it to load. I think it's probably on every exchange, but the index has a bit of weird PA about it sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think on most exchange charts it was there.
Yeah, it wasn't there on the Bybit perpetual one, which is the one I've been using quite a lot recently. That's annoying. I didn't really see that, to be honest. It showed the little red arrow, but not the background.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Well, I mean, I don't know what we're gonna get from here. I mean, we're pumping into the open, so are we gonna get a classic pump and dump? I don't know. But we'll watch it for a little bit. We'll watch it for a few more minutes, and then we shall move on and maybe cover something else or whatever you guys want in the chat. What do you want us to look at? Let us know.
Ooh. XRP's gone silly.
Has it?
Yeah.
Let's go take a look. Oh yeah. That had a big push up. Again, I don't know. When I start to see things like this, it makes me hesitant because that is just pure scammy, innit?
I've never understood how XRP moves. I don't know.
And again, that's kind of just like straight into what looks like supply. So I don't know. I was looking at XRP yesterday as well, and I was like, oh, I wish I would have shorted it, but I was looking for this point here. I was looking for if it was going to maybe get a push up into one of these. So I wanted to maybe build like half in here, and then if it got up here, add another half. But I at least wanted to try and get in at some point. Maybe could have even really put it there, to be fair. But I just didn't get there. I mean, it got close, but I wasn't really watching XRP at this point. I was mainly focusing on Bitcoin to get an entry. But I was kind of, especially with how much it's dropped off, that has retraced pretty much. It come down and really did near all of the pump on this, where Bitcoin hasn't really even got started on retracing its pump, has it, from down here? Yeah. Look at XRP, because I think it was a bit of a late mover as well. If we look at, so Sunday it was down here at 204. And it retraced all the way down to Tuesday's levels, where Bitcoin did. Yeah, Bitcoin really didn't even get going really down into Tuesday's levels. They're all down the way down here. Yeah, I don't know. I'm undecided. I don't know where it's gonna go next, but it'll be sad. I'll be kind of sad if I get took out at break even. You'll probably be happy because you've got your longs on, so yeah. You'll be very happy. I'll be kind of sad. But one thing I kind of try and refuse to do now is kind of alter my plan.
Yeah.
So I'd probably be also, even though the P&L would have be completely evaporated, I'd be like, well, at least I kind of went with my plan instead of closing it. And then if it went all the way down here, all I'd be thinking about is, David, why did you not just go with your plan? Because the P&L would be so much greater. So yeah, it's a bit of a catch-22 in them scenarios, isn't it? I think it's a bit of a catch-22. James says, run a poll to see where everyone's favourite city for a social meetup will be in the UK. How would I even run a poll about that? I think I'd have to put the answers in. So I'll tell you what we'd do. Hang on. What's going on? Why can I not start a poll? Oh, it's because the other one's still running. Hang on. End that poll. I can start a poll. And what is so social meetup? So I suppose maybe what we could do by starting is we would do maybe split it into like north. So like, what would you class as the north, mate? Would you do like what's like kind of really in the middle? Is it Birmingham or where's really in the middle of England?
The Midlands.
Yeah, but what would you class as the Midlands? Like, what is like kind of the midpoint?
Oh yeah, Birmingham, I suppose, isn't it?
Yeah.
Birmingham. Oh, so you're going to pick like Birmingham, Manchester, and
No. So I'm going to do like Birmingham. So I'm going to classify it into like the north and the south first, and then we can then like kind of specify after that. So we'll do like north. So we'll do like north in brackets Birmingham and upwards, and then south Birmingham downwards. King's Landing. That's bloody. Isn't that the most northern point you can go? I'm sure that's the most northern point you can go in Scotland. RN.
Yeah, you could pick like five towns like Ludlow, Harwich, Lyme Regis,
Yeah,
Bangor, and Shrewsbury. There
I've been to Bangor.
Okay, good.
I've been to. Yeah, I do love a good Bangor. Right, you got 3 votes. Oh, all 3 have voted north, Birmingham and upwards. Okay, go on then. Well, I'll tell you what, get the votes in. We'll run this poll because we've not got like loads and loads of time left on the stream, but we have got a decent amount. King's Landing, I'm sure it's the most northern point of Scotland. I'm sure because I've watched a couple of videos on people doing like the where they go like the full length of the UK, and I'm sure it's either the most northern point or it's like the most northern town. I'm sure it's all the way up at the tip of Scotland. I tell you what, the S&P 500 is getting a very decent pump on open, and Bitcoin isn't. It's starting to maybe follow in it a bit now, but that maybe opens the door for Bitcoin to get its pump on, maybe, which maybe we see coming in as a bit of a delayed effect. I don't know.
I don't think King's Landing is a real place.
I'm sure it is. There's something landing, and it's the most northern point in Scotland, or the most northern Land's End. That's it. Sorry, yeah, Land's End. Yeah,
All right.
Land's End. Yeah, Land's End. I've seen a couple of videos on that.
Oh, Land's End place. Yeah.
Happy, yes. What's going on? Chopsy says I'm southwest. So you're like what, towards like Cornwall way, Exeter, Plymouth, that way type of gig, I imagine.
Who was it with the place in Cornwall?
That was Mike Munns. He doesn't come into the streams anymore, him actually.
No.
Right, we've got 11 votes. Right, you've got another 3 minutes. We'll let it run for 5 minutes, and then that's it. Then you've not got another chance. So 36 people watching. If you want to vote on the Stonksy on this poll, get your vote in, because after 5 minutes, I won't be doing another one for North versus South anyway. So get your votes in, and then that'll be it, finalised then. No going back. I won't be doing another battle between the North and South, that's for sure. So let's get that finalised in 3 minutes, and then we'll split it up then into the northern parts. Bristol / Bath. Okay. Farmer. I'm Bolton, Manchester way. Well, which one is it? Bolton or Manchester? Do not tell me, Pappy, that you classify yourself from Manchester if you're from Bolton. Don't come here and start giving me that grief. It's one or the other. You can't have both. I'll stay on 097 and boats in the docks. Yeah. Okay. Well, I think we're getting a bit away. I mean, really. Oh, I tell you what, SPX is starting to run a bit now. We're back up to 5,400.
Yeah. What was your ETH entry?
1772 or 1773. ETH's taking a downturn. Look at it.
That's what I'm
I
thinking.
think this is classic. That looks like classic staircase up, elevator down. I was thinking maybe into here, which would have pulled it right close to my entry, and then maybe tail off from here. But that kind of build up looks like staircase up, elevator down, doesn't it? Even with the strength on the SPX, Bitcoin don't look like it's going to pushing up at the moment anyway. Anything can change. You know, all it takes is a 1 minute candle, and it could be up above 93k or even up here in a 1 minute candle. Right, okay, let's see this. Right, poll's ending now. 14 votes, so 38 people watching. By the way, if you haven't already, do drop a like on the stream and do subscribe if you're new. Make sure as well to check them links in the description. Sign up to BLOFIN, first task. Create your non-KYC account today. It's the best place for you to trade, whether it be spot, obviously futures trading. Non-KYC, you just use an email to sign up. Superb exchange all around. And 2, make sure you come and join us at Stonksy. You can get yourself 20% off. Second link in the description where the 20% off code is 2. You put that in at checkout and you get access to everything still. You just get to try Stonksy for 20% off your first month. So if you want to use it as a trial month, come and get involved. Obviously, you get access to the indicator Discord, but the elusive trading bot that everyone is frothing over, you do get to follow that as well. So make sure you take advantage of that. It'd be great to see you over there. Oh, Mr. Delta's in the chat, mate. Quick, hide. Ban him. Quick, ban him. Someone mute Mr. Delta, quick. Right. Yeah, we've established that King's Landing is in Game of Thrones. I was getting confused with Land's End. Yeah, I was getting confused. Right, 15 votes. Right, you got 1 minute. You got one more minute. I'll give you 1 minute to get your votes in. But at the moment, the North is winning the battle. So unfortunately, for anyone down south, you would have to make the journey up. The thing is, I didn't even put this on. I didn't even get asked. Just James saying in real life meetup, let's go. Where are we going? Like, nowhere. Hey, do you want to organise this or should we do this? James taking full control, isn't he? Right. Okay. Right. That's it. You've had your chance. End poll. Right. The North won. So Birmingham and upwards. So now, mate, you can help me because I imagine you're good at geography. So let's see. So we're going to split this into, we'll have to do quite a few options, I think. So we'll do, what should we do? Go on, name some cities. Newcastle. What else? Manchester. Oh. Go on, what else, mate?
Don't know.
Liverpool.
Don't often go up there.
To be fair, I don't know because Manchester and Liverpool are so close together. Is there any point? Like, you could put like something like, I don't know if I fancy going to Birmingham. What about Nottingham? Is that quite close? I don't know. Nottingham. What else? Leeds. Should we do Leeds? Right. I suppose we can only pick them. Right. Are they spaced out enough? We've got one in the northeast. We've got Manchester. We've got Nottingham and Leeds. Is that like a good split, you reckon?
Sorry. Oh God, need my handkerchief.
Glasgow. Oh no, we're not going all the way into Scotland, mate. Bloody hell. I think that's going to be as far away as possible. Do you reckon that's a good split?
Yeah. Oh,
where is Nottingham actually? Hang on.
It's sort of over towards the right a bit.
Is it?
Well, you know, sort of.
Oh well. To be fair, that's It's not close to Birmingham, but it is pretty close. Actually, you know what? Bloody hell! Actually, Newcastle is far away, isn't it?
It is. It's just miles away.
Yeah, we're not doing it there. Let's choose somewhere else. We've got Manchester, Leeds. See, that's a good distance away from each other. Manchester and Leeds. Then we've got Nottingham. So maybe we could do... Maybe Sheffield. Them four are like right kind of... Not close together, but not far away. I don't know.
I'm glad to know Bitcoin's having a bit of a dump.
Is it?
Yeah.
Very good. Oh, do you know what? F it. It's going in. Not Newcastle, though. We'll replace that with... What should we do? Should we replace it with Sheffield or replace it with Birmingham? You choose. I've made the executive decision. Right, go and vote in the poll now. This stream's gone from looking at the boss and looking at Bitcoin to geography.
We had a bit of plumbing as well.
We did have a bit of plumbing and a bit of hanky. Not hanky-panky, that is. More about tying handkerchiefs. Nottingham is great. Newcastle is beyond the wall. White Walkers, I don't know what that is.
Hadrian's Wall. No,
Bangor, Chester. To be fair, Chester might have been a good option. Maybe we could have done Chester instead of Sheffield. Yeah, I don't think I fancy going to Sheffield, to be honest. Can I edit this, Paul?
Probably.
No, I can only end it. I don't think anyone's going to vote Sheffield anyway. Get your votes in. Maybe we should have done something like Chester.
Yeah.
Get your votes in anyway. I suppose you can kind of drum up as well how much interest there would actually be in it. Manchester is central to Leeds, Liverpool, Nottingham. Yeah, very true. It is. Delta says, I missed the plumbing. Yeah, he did. Run one in the Discord as well. Flight internally to... Flight? Where are you getting a flight from, Pappy? Where did you say you're from? Oh, no, that was a Chopsy, weren't it? Where? Oh, you're in Bolton. You don't need to get a flight to Newcastle. Oh, sorry, to Manchester. From Bolton. Or you want about just anywhere around the country? You're not getting a flight from... I'm not having it. I don't... You must be just talking about like if someone's maybe down south and they want to fly into Manchester. But wouldn't it be on one of them little dinky little planes with the propellers and stuff like that, I imagine? If you were getting like an internal flight, such short distance, it would be like one of them little dinky planes, wouldn't it? I wouldn't trust them, me. Definitely not. I'd rather trust them. Do you remember them polystyrene planes you used to build?
Yeah.
Oh, they were epic, especially. Obviously, you got the little ones, but the bigger ones, they were wicked. Can you still get them?
Probably.
I used to love building and throwing them. They were fantastic. ETH has actually had some good absorption, not from on that dump, to be fair. Yeah, I don't know. I can't really tell what's going to happen from here onwards. The thing is, James has just kind of made the executive decision that we're going to have like a meetup.
Well, it's probably because he's got a load of spare sausage rolls or something. Maybe. I don't know.
I don't know. Don't know where it's come from. But yeah, ETH looks like maybe it's rolling over. Who knows? Honestly, I don't know. All I want is a good night's sleep. B&B. Let's go and have a look at some altcoins. Doge. Is there anything that's sticking out? I'll tell you what, Sui showing good strength, up 2.2% today. That had a huge run, didn't it? That went up like it went up like 50%. Mega run. What else have we got? Anything moving decently? No. What's that? Oh, Pol. Wow, what's Polygon doing? What's this on Polygon? How come Polygon's up so much? Does anyone know? That's a beast of a move. Up nearly 18% today. There must be some sort of news circulating around this. Why is that just pumping 18% on its own? Stacks having a nice pump. Obviously, that's tied closely to Bitcoin. And apart from that, it doesn't look like there's much. Jasmy's down. That had a decent pump, I think, yesterday, didn't it? FET is up nicely. What is this Polygon news? Does anyone know?
I don't know.
I have no idea either.
Tell you what,
I hope this Bitcoin dump carries on though.
Have you done your Mag 7 thing or not?
I imagine all of them are up. The S&P is up nicely, isn't it? So, I mean, to be fair, from here, if the S&P starts dumping, that should apply some real pressure on Bitcoin. Nvidia, yeah, is up. Apple is kind of just a little bit up. So not really. Meta's not really moved much. Microsoft is up 1.5%. Amazon's hardly moved. Tesla's up 1%. Yeah, so the Mag 7's not really moving. Up a little bit, which is obviously driving the S&P up a little bit too. But in terms of Bitcoin, yeah, it's not really moved that much. But again, even on we're only looking at a 15-minute candle here. We all know this could be absorbed and it could be above 93k or even higher very, very quickly, couldn't it? So we do want to keep an eye on it with how much the S&P is moving. I mean, look at that. We've not really had a reaction on Bitcoin with the strength on the S&P. So is that a good sign or a bad sign? I would say probably neither, because I think Bitcoin started to move strongly before the S&P did. So I would say, it's not tied to it candle to candle, but I think, if we see some reversal on the S&P today and it starts, if this ends up kind of retracing all this move, then it could apply some pressure to Bitcoin for sure. Yeah. But I don't know. We could see Bitcoin a lot higher today.
Yeah, it's
which isn't great insight, but literally there's not really much to say until it interacts. That grey level, that grey box I've got drawn to the downside is where if price comes in there, it needs to hold. If it doesn't, and it starts to break below that grey box to the downside, I think we're probably heading towards 88, 89. So until it interacts with that to the downside, there's not much to say. And then obviously to the upside, there's the highs. So we're kind of just stuck in no man's land at the moment. Not Land's End, no man's land.
Actually, rather than Land's End, I actually prefer the Lizard down there.
The Lizard?
Yeah, it's just around the corner from Land's End, but it's like a lot more dramatic. It's like really good, like cliffs and stuff there. It's a lovely place. It's very weird,
Oh, okay.
I think there's been a lot of like ships wrecked there over the years, and
yeah,
it's all a bit spooky.
Any lizard men?
I don't know. I did see a seal though the last time I was there. Actually, just swimming about in the sea.
Yeah, I tell you what though, we're up to 34 likes today. That is a lot of likes. Big thank you to everyone that's joined and liked.
I know we should do more plumbing and
more plumbing. But we've only had 9 votes on the poll. So if you are interested in this meetup that's literally just come out of nowhere, do make sure you vote in the poll for what city you would like to see it in most. So Bitcoin is doing what we just talked about. It's seeing a lot of absorption on this candle now.
I'm actually just looking at Apple actually because
have you been taking any more positions on? Because I know you've been kind of just like slowly trading things, haven't you? On the side.
Yeah, well, I have, and I did all right with something the other day. I can't remember what it was. Oh, it was the one. That Wiz mentioned, APLD. Can't remember what it was now, but I don't know. It was something. I just bought it and sold it a couple of days later for a bit more and made a few £100. That's at the moment, I've got a pile of Apple stock that I want to get rid of. So I'm looking for it to get above 207. It's at 205 at the moment. So I sort of like it. I'm not trading it with leverage or anything, so I'm not really interested in like shorting. So all I really want to do is catch it, buy stuff on like a really miserable red day, and then sell it on a green day. And that's it really. I'm sort of enjoying it. I've not done as well as I thought I would. I mean, out of my initial 20 grand I put into the stocks ISA, got it up to like 21.5 grand now.
Yeah.
And that's in about a month and a bit. So it's not brilliant, but it's okay, you know.
Ah, very nice, mate. Very nice. So we are seeing some movement on Bitcoin now. Back to 92,900. The S&P is just rocketing since coming out of the gates on open. Really pushing up. So we'll see what happens now. But yeah, Bitcoin is now edging towards 93k. So quick turnaround, but yeah, that's how Bitcoin moves, isn't it? Very fast paced. So yeah, I'm interested to see what happens today. Yeah, there we go, back to 93. So yeah, I mean, it's a real possibility that I do get taken out of my short really today. It's a real burning possibility for sure. I mean, the ETH is pumping back up as well. It's kind of looking like it's got a bit of a vengeance about it too. I mean, that is like a perfect V shape, isn't it? Like kind of perfect V reversal. I suppose maybe you could even have, I imagine you could have maybe drawn an inverse head and shoulders on that too. There's kind of the break above the neckline.
It's always a bit of a worry when you've had like a massive pump. I mean, that daily candle from like the other day was like $10,000, wasn't it, or something? 8,000. It's like enormous, you know.
Yeah.
And after that, you know, you're going to see something, aren't you? You're going to either see like loads of sideways, or like it's going to do the full Bart Simpson and go back down again, you know. Or I don't know. It doesn't always just go straight up. Sometimes it can just go sideways for a bit and then do it again, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah, it could. Because all it's doing at the moment, by the looks of it, is just ranging. Just range trading by the looks of it. But we will see. We'll see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
What time are we on?
We're
done, mate. We're done. We've approached the 2-hour mark. So big thank you to everyone that's joined today. Appreciate you. Thank you for smashing the likes as well. We've hit a superb amount of likes. Really appreciate that. Do make sure, if you haven't already, though, drop one before you go. And yeah, make sure you check the link, sign up to BLOFIN, and make sure you take advantage of the 20% off Stonksy to come and sign up to the bot. See what all the fuss is about. Users are having a very, very good time following that. So come and get yourself some. Apart from that, that's obviously all from us today. We'll be back tomorrow for Friday's stream, looking at what's happened between now and then. And obviously any more bot trades that have been taken. And some more random, interesting topics to cover, like plumbing and all that good stuff. So yeah, take it easy. Enjoy the rest of your day. For those of you that are in the Discord, hopefully we'll have some fun in there. And we'll see what comes of Bitcoin over the next 22 hours before we go live again. Any leaving words from you, mate, to our fabulous audience?
Do click like on your way out, and actually tomorrow, isn't it? Bring a friend day.
Oh yeah, let's run Bring a Friend day tomorrow. So everyone, send the stream link to a friend, even if you're like, oh, I don't know if they'll come or not. Just send them a link and say, come and watch this live stream. Bring a friend day. So if everyone goes and sends it to one friend, or if you want to be a legend and put it in a group chat and say, come and support this stream, then that'd be major. And maybe if everyone does it that's in the stream at the moment, we will crack towards 100 viewers, which would be fantastic. I would love that.
Awesome. All right.
Right. Well, take it easy, everyone. Catch you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
See ya. Bye.